This leads us directly back to the first half of Colossians 1 verse 15, where Paul stated that Jesus is the visible image of the invisible God. That's why Jesus has the fullness of God, the state of being God, the fullness of the Godhead or deity in bodily form, in a form that we can see, that's in the visible realm. So think about this. Jesus is the image of the invisible God. And then we are created in God's image, which is Jesus. So if we are created in the image of God, and that image is Jesus, then Jesus has to be God. We are created in God's image, but Jesus Christ is God's image. That's divine. This same Greek word for image, icon, we see that in the confrontation that Jesus had with the Pharisees and the Herodians just before he was about to die, about whether it was right to pay taxes to Caesar or not. So if you remember, Jesus responded to their question by asking them to show him a Roman coin. Then Jesus said, whose image, icon, and inscription are on the coin? So if you think about coins, and even in my country of Australia, we still have Queen Elizabeth on our coins, on the back of our coin. Her image, it's an imprint, it's a stamp of her photograph, essentially. It's exactly what she looks like. So that is what Jesus is in relation to God. He is essentially the photograph of God. If God was going to show his ID to someone, his driver's license, he'd have a picture of Jesus on there. So Jesus is the photograph of God. He's the visible image of God, according to Colossians 1:15. So if someone takes a photo of you and asks you who's in the photo, would you acknowledge that the person in the photo is you? Clearly you would say, yes, that's me. So if Jesus is the photo of God, then God says, that's me, that's God. Jesus is one with the Father. He is the visible image of the Father who is invisible and shares equally in his divinity, Godhead, and deity.